please welcome to the stage the fantastic Glenda.
Hey, Glenda. Yeah.
Hello. So glad to be here. My name is Glenda O. Young, and I teach people to surf at the edge of chaos and order. Now, myself, I really like order. I fold my underwear, I alphabetize my library, and I eat my corn kernels one at a time. Now, I've learned order in Girl Scouts. When everybody else was camping or canoeing, I was sweeping the forest floor and making birds' nests into B&Bs.
Yeah.
So my gift of control was quite useful when I was a middle school science teacher. So my students knew who I was, they knew my boundaries, and they were really great at discovering how to get around them. That was how I taught them the scientific method. So they taught me chaos. And I've really come to like chaos, especially when it's with my clients. You know, big confusion calls for big contracts, and you can't argue with that. That was a wonderful thing. Now, I started working with complexity science in the 1980s, what we generally know as the period of perfect control, the golden age of answers. So people didn't really understand uncertainty. They didn't think it was a thing when I first started to talk about it. We thought in the 1980s, most of us, that if something was wrong or something was out of control, it was easy. You just write more rules, or you buy a bigger computer, or you send your 2-year-old to the granny's house for the afternoon. There was always a way to solve things. Nevertheless, I persisted in my focus on chaos because I knew it was important. When I got a little help along the way, there was 9/11, there was the 2008 crash, there was COVID, and all of those experiences vaccinated us against order. We realized that we needed to have chaos muscles in order to move forward, to do what we needed to do in the times and places where we needed to be. So all of that was very helpful. In fact, these days, we are accustomed to uncertainty. Now, how many of you watch the evening news and are not surprised? Anybody? Every night. Does anybody know where they're going to be in 2 years or what your job is going to be?
No.
And does anybody really love those traffic circles? Do I go? Do you go? Do they go? Do I go around again? How many times can I go around? No. I loved it when we had traffic lights. It told you what to do and when to do it. It was perfect. But no longer. Now, chaos has even become a really big business venture these days. And how do I know that? Well, first, McKinsey has a capitalist chaos conference. And last year, Everything Everywhere All at the Same Time, you know that movie? Almost got an Oscar. And third, like staff turnover is so high with my clients. I don't know if this is true for you, but with my clients, turnover is so great. We need to be having meetings at bus stops. So what are we supposed to do? So my job is to try to help people understand and build the special skills they need to surf at the edge of chaos and order. Now, what does that mean? Now, I'm not a surfer girl myself. I grew up right in the middle of beaches. It was 2,400 miles to the Atlantic, and it was 2,400 miles to the Pacific. We were right in the middle. Gulf of Mexico was a little closer, but we didn't go there either. So here we were in the middle of the plains. Now, it has its own kind of chaos. It's the surfers who've been really helpful knowing how to deal with chaos.
Yeah.
Speaking of zombie fires, by the way, we have one going on in the Texas Panhandle right now.
Wow.
But it's the surfers who've been most helpful. So they tell me that the skills of surfing are very much like the ones you need when you're working in complex adaptive systems. And what are those skills? Well, the first one is you need to be able to see patterns. Yeah, check
Yeah.
that.
Mm,
The second
yeah.
is you need to know when to let go. Yeah. And the third is you need to worry about whatever is sneaking up behind you.
Yes.
So those are the skills that we teach, is how to be able to do those
Yeah.
things. Now, there's one other thing, and that is hope. And surfers have really perfected hope. No matter what happens during a run, however they end up, they put their heads out of the water, they take a deep breath, they think about what they learned, and then they paddle back out again. They don't know what's going to happen. They can't be certain what's going to happen, but there's a possibility that it'll be a really great ride.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so when I work with people who are underwear folders, forest sweepers, and try to help them understand chaos, there's one secret message that I give to them, and I want to share it with you today. And that is treat hope as your surfboard.
Ah.
So you can rest on it when you need to. It'll sometimes carry you to the heights.
Yes.
And all the rest of the time, it gets you around. So my hope for you is that you have hope like a surfboard. Thank you and good night.
Yay!
Yay! Yippee, yippee.
Right, let's please everybody unmute. Let's give Glenda's lots of love.
Yeah.
Wonderful.